With more new games added to the mix, don't forget to check the chapters because we're going to kick off with a recent release that has one of the highest ratings yet. Lead a full orchestra on the grand stage and master the beloved works from Beethoven and Mozart in Maestro, and it's 30% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 35% off total. 300 people have already rated this 4.9 out of 5 stars, with 99% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5, and the other 1% gave this 1 star. Wow, that truly sounds incredible. This game does include hand tracking on the PSVR 2, and from what I understand, the coolest way to play this game is to actually hold a pencil or pen in your fingertips while playing to feel like a real conductor. But apparently the best way to play would be to simply use your controllers to ensure perfect accuracy, tracking, and timing. There are apparently 19 tracks from the original 15 that were included in the base game from launch, but none of the DLC you're seeing here is currently on sale. However, you can get all of the DLC bundled with the base game on sale in Maestro Complete Edition, and it's currently 20% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 25% off total. And with that, you're getting the Star Wars Orchestra Duels of the Fates, along with the special environment and the cosmetic lightsaber in your hand. With the Game of Thrones and Lord of the Rings pack, again, you're getting all the songs listed there with the environment and the cosmetics. And the last pack is for Harry Potter, along with its unique environment and appropriate cosmetics. And if you do end up getting this complete edition, you end up saving just a few bucks overall instead of buying the DLC separately there.
Come to me, you demon!
Fight through a plague-ridden medieval world overrun by the undead in Undead Citadel, and it's currently 20% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 25% off total. Almost 250 people have rated it 4.5 out of 5 stars, with 88% of the audience giving it 4 or 5 out of 5. Nice. In this game, you are a lone warrior battling through the cursed citadel using over 75 weapons, including swords, axes, maces, hammers, shields, and powerful two-handers. Slash, stab, parry, and knock back enemies with realistic weight and force, delivering intuitive physics-based combat. Now, there is a story mode that has a narrative-driven journey through over 10 immersive levels. You can explore exterior and interior environments, uncover hidden relics, solve puzzles, and discover the origins of the undead plague. That said, at launch, I do remember hearing from multiple reviews that the story was just okay. Not bad, just okay. But the actual gameplay throughout is a lot of fun and totally worth playing. On top of this, they do include a traditional horde mode where you must survive increasingly difficult waves of enemies in order to climb the leaderboards. And last, they have this armory mode that will allow you to showcase and test every weapon you've unlocked in a fully interactive sandbox environment. Very cool. I'm definitely looking forward to checking this one out really soon. Fight to stem the source of the zombie invasion and free Europe from the shackles of war in Zombie Army VR, and it's 20% off. Almost 200 people have rated it 4.02 out of 5 stars, with 77% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5, but 17% did give this 1 star. This is yet another game I have to get because fortunately it's one of the 19 games that is natively supported by the bHaptics tac suit and tac sleeves, allowing you to feel every bullet hit, every explosion, even the recoil of the gun in the forearm, coupled with the chest haptics when firing a rifle. So awesome. Following the story of Zombie Army, you return to the field as one of the Dead Hunters, an elite squad that is hunting down zombie war criminals. Join up with a comrade to share ammo and medkits while competing to score the most creative executions and dismemberments. Very cool. Now, to help send the undead scourges back into the abyss, you will have access to an arsenal of authentic World War II weaponry, including sniper rifles, submachine guns, pistols, and more. Each weapon has its own strengths and weaknesses, and picking the right tool for the job will be essential to your survival. Create the Dead Hunter that fits your slay style and dismember your way across a zombie-infested 1940s Europe, earning experience points to level up your Dead Hunter, and use weapon upgrade kits to modify the range, accuracy, scope, and ammo capacity of your weapons. And of course, the signature X-ray kill cam returns, allowing you to relive that particularly devastating long-range shot in slow-motion glory. Quite possibly the coolest way to experience the greatest strategy game of all time, Chess Club is currently on sale at 20% off. Only 30 people have rated it so far 4.37 out of 5 stars, with 87% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5, but the rest did give this 1 star. I'm totally guessing you have to love the chess to fully appreciate this game. Challenge your friends, face off against the AI, or compete against other chess enthusiasts worldwide. And be sure to show off your best moves as you build up your elo. Very cool. That alone is going to entice the hardcore players having a ranked game online, but don't worry because you can just play casually too if you wanted. Choose your style from old school chessboard to fantasy style animated pieces that have fight animations and sound effects for those chess pieces. Play in 4 unique environments that include the Grand Palace, Stonehenge, Escher Dream, and Master's Garden. You can select your favorite time rules, track your moves history, and you also have the ability to rematch right after a game. Anyone out there, if you owned it, played it, loved it, or hate it, please let us know if we should grab this at that sale price. Firmament is a puzzle adventure game by the legendary game studio behind the best-selling games Myst and Riven, and it's currently 30% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 10% more, making it 40% off total. Only 88 people have rated it 3.88 out of 5 stars, with 69% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5, but 14% did give this 1 star. Featuring deep storytelling and world building, discover the story of the seemingly abandoned world as you explore and unlock the mysteries of 3 unique realms and beyond. Now, this does look and sound awesome as a hybrid flattened VR game, and apparently it is excellent on the flat screen and PC VR, but unfortunately everywhere I'm reading, this game was poorly ported on PSVR2, literally suffering from severe aliasing, low resolution, and poor use of reprojection as it's reported to look muddy and unclear. Very weird. Also, there is a known bug in the Ice Factory level that makes it impossible to complete the game without very specific, non-obvious actions, and I have no idea what that means. I'm just doing the AI overview on Google there. Again, that said, the flat screen game is supposed to be great, so I'm assuming you can play the levels that are bugged out and go back to the VR after, but I've never played this before and I can't speak to it from experience. Anyone out there, again, if you owned it, played it, loved it, or hate it, please let us know if it's been patched since all of those negative reviews there. That would be great.
A god cannot die!
Gather yourself, Ren. Your greatest foe lies just beyond.
After a few big patches since launch and the latest massive update from SkyDance, BEHEMOTH is currently 50% off. Almost 1,600 people have rated it 4.57 out of 5 stars, with 90% of the audience giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. Awesome. And the game continues to get better with 2 new modes, starting with the Arena.
Your reckoning approaches.
Test your hand-to-hand combat against waves of enemies battling day and night across 3 maps. Along the way, you'll collect coins from your fallen foes and trade them for more powerful new golden weapons. With a total of 15 in all, each have unique powers for players to discover and master. But just be careful, because weapons have a habit of breaking at the worst moments in the arena. And with randomized maps and encounters, no 2 arena mode runs will ever be the same. And the second mode is the Behemoth Trials, enabling players to take on any behemoth at any time, or even a series of behemoths if you're feeling lucky. And once you conquer the arena all the way through, you'll unlock Endless Mode, which is the true test of a warrior's strength. The Rites of Wrath update for SkyDance's Behemoth is truly the direct result of player feedback and a great reason to revisit the Forsaken Lands if you've already finished the campaign. And if you haven't, there's no better time to pick up SkyDance's Behemoth at 50% off. Take the traditional jigsaw puzzle formula to the next level in Puzzling Places, and it's currently 50% off right now. Over 1,100 people have rated it 4.72 out of 5 stars, with 93% of the audience giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. Right on. And what makes Puzzling Places so unique is that you're putting together these hyper-realistic miniatures of beautiful places from around the globe. Enter the meditative flow of puzzling and enjoy each place coming alive with their unique and immersive soundscapes. This is a modern take on an age-old pastime that's fun for the whole family thanks to its simple gameplay and easy controls. The game features 25 plus unique puzzles created from detailed photogrammetry 3D scans of real locations, and each puzzle is available in 25, 50, 100, 200, and 400 pieces. And as you're seeing here is a complete list of all the different puzzles you are getting in this base game. I already heard the game was photorealistic looking to begin with, and then I heard they had this patch that made it even better looking, sharper. I'm not too sure what. And if you didn't know, the game is cross-platform. You can play with friends on the Meta Quest. They get to use hand tracking, which is ideal. But I haven't heard any news of us getting that feature on the PSVR 2, but here's hoping. But just to show you really quick all of the DLC that's currently available for Puzzling Places. This is incredible, honestly. I think there's like 30 some different packs going on. So yes, this is a testament to the amount of love and support for this game, and it continues to grow. And speaking of which, you can now get all of the DLC packs that were released from last year in All Puzzles of 2024 bundle add-on pack, and it's currently 40% off. And I'm just showing you a complete list here, real quick, of everything that you're getting if you want to pause and take a look. Again, I've only heard great things about this game, and it's so cool to see the developers continue to pump out more content to satisfy that demand. And heads up, you can get a free trial for Puzzling Places if you log into the PlayStation app or log on directly to the PlayStation Store's website and download it from there.
All new from
Barbaria is a brutal arena building daily beat 'em up, and it's 45% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 50% off total. Over 230 people have rated it 4.63 out of 5 stars, with 92% of the audience giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. And what's uniquely awesome about this game is that you actually build your own arena, your own realm. And as you go online to other realms, you destroy other people's areas, take their resources, bring them back to your realm, build upon your area, and as that's happening, you've got other people attacking your spot. So this game is meant to be played almost daily, where you just pick it up, play it for half an hour, and then you keep checking on whether or not people are attacking your spot. I've not played this before, but again, everyone, everywhere is saying how much fun this is to just pick up and play and have fun on the regular. You can also hop out to God Scale mode and use your ancient powers to direct the battle from on high. As well, there is a raid replay where you can watch tabletop replays of attacks on your realm by other players. And of course, those attack notifications can be on. That way you're given a heads up whether or not somebody's jumping into your realm trying to steal your shit, essentially. Right on. And don't forget, you can get a free trial if you log into the PlayStation app or the PlayStation Store website and download it from there. Paint the Town Red VR is always recommended by the community, and it's 50% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 55% off total. Over 200 people have rated it 4.48 out of 5 stars, with 85% of the audience giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. And this is now definitely a must-have for me, as it's one of the 19 natively compatible games for the incredible bHaptics tack suit and tack sleeves, allowing you to feel every slash, bash, bullet, and beating in phenomenal physics-based combat, fully immersing you in the chaotic, voxel-based world. Interact dramatically with the world around you, grab and throw objects with real-life movements, react quickly to incoming attacks by blocking and dodging, or use your fists to strike down your voxel-based enemies. The intuitive physics and VR controls take the action to all new heights, making the experience more visceral than ever before. Explore the madness firsthand as you are transported into the heart of action-packed brawls of the scenarios, the fiercely competitive combat waves of the arena, and the harrowing depths of the epic roguelike beneath. That all sounds awesome. It really does. And everyone in the comments in the past, anytime this game's been on sale, has said you need to grab this game right away. Transport yourself to another realm and help this unique ecosystem in Paper Beast Enhanced Edition, and it's 85% off right now, which for the first time is cheaper than that upgrade path. Over 2,600 people have rated this since the PSVR 1 days, 4.25 out of 5 stars, with 79% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5, but 11% did give this 1 star. And from personal experience on the PSVR 1, what I loved about this is you're thrown into this world, not given any real instruction, and then you just have to play around and figure out your environment, and that's the puzzle. It's just figuring stuff out when you're thrown into the world. And this world is really messed up, really bizarre. As you're seeing here, you can discover these breathtaking landscapes. You're supposed to bond with majestic and intelligent creatures, guide them, confront dangers, and manipulate the environment. And unlike that PSVR 1 version, in the PS5, you are getting smooth locomotion, so no more teleport with that. Again, with that 4K HDR OLED display, every game looks incredible on the PSVR 2, and this cartoon is going to do that justice for sure. This now includes detailed textures and high-resolution shadows, along with light shaft effects, extremely precise sand and water physics, and it includes a sandbox mode where the terrain is more expansive with an increased number of creatures and trees that become even more stunning over time. Interesting. You can play the game without your VR headset. I don't know why you would again. And being thrown into this mysterious world, quite literally, you're supposed to help this unique ecosystem and experience an extraordinary adventure. Somewhere in the depths of big data, a new world has been born. A surreal land where life is just as rich and varied as our own Earth. And that's the beauty of it. I just was literally thrown into this game, and you have to figure out what to do with what you see in front of you. The award-winning Zombieland Headshot Fever is a modern take on the classic arcade light gun shooter, and it's 50% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 55% off total. Over 430 people have rated it 4.25 out of 5 stars, with 83% of the audience giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. Have to say, I did get a free review key from the developers, and I played it all the way through, and I was totally blown away.
So cool. Hearing their heads pop, honestly, and the sound of the guns is so awesome.
This is literally pick up and play instant arcade awesomeness. But unlike a Crisis Brigade, you are not using the environment to take cover. You're actually just trying to take everybody out as they're coming to you as fast as possible. But in classic Zombieland fashion, you know, double tap and it blows their heads off. That satisfying feeling, hearing that head pop with the adaptive triggers, with the sound effects, with that 4K HDR OLED display, all cartoons look phenomenal, and the frame rate on this was awesome. And speaking of those headshots, when you get them, it slows down time. So that's how you get to, you know, take your time, pop, 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 pop. Just such an amazing, satisfying feeling. Seriously, I felt, if anything, what really stood out on one of the guns, the revolver, the PSVR2 Sense controller, I could feel the chamber rotating in my hand, and I haven't had that in Pavlov or any other game. So yes, you know, I was like, wow, I wasn't expecting that.
That vibration, the revolver, the chamber rotating, that's what I was trying to say. That was really neat, man.
And in classic arcade fashion, you just have these levels to go through. You have different ranks, and each one has objectives. And when you complete one of those objectives, you can unlock the harder levels until you go all the way through. That's simple. And then once you're through these levels, they do offer a B-side with more challenges. And I did not get through all of this. You know, I put in lots of hours into this game, and I have to say, I left really happy. But I did cover this in detail in another video, and I'm showing you the thumbnail right now. I highly encourage you check that out if you're interested in getting this game. I can highly recommend it at that sale price, if not at full price, truly.
Oh yeah, show me your thumbs, because I don't have any thumb. Is that it?
Hand tracking is now possible on the PlayStation VR 2, and with that, the classic Wizard Simulator has been magically transformed in Waltz of the Wizard, and it's 40% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 10% more, making it 50% off total. Over 800 people have rated it 4.49 out of 5 stars, with 88% of the audience giving it 4 or 5 out of 5. Dive into a meticulously crafted, world-inspired, classical fantasy fiction many times its original size through major updates since its release. And I do mean major updates, guys. I played this years ago, and this thing has expanded greatly. Waltz of the Wizard includes hours of content, thrilling gameplay, humorous characters, cutting-edge PSVR 2 features, and many curious secrets. Your journey begins in a magical tower where you combine arcane ingredients into a boiling cauldron with the help of your skull assistant and embark on an absurdly mysterious adventure beyond the tower. Quite simply, you will unleash dozens of extraordinary magical abilities, each bending the laws of physics in thrilling and powerful ways. Discover absurdly detailed secrets in every corner of your tower. This includes a large campaign with storyline, combat, and challenges with hundreds of voice interactions. And with that, you'll have incredible voice powers that can be used on everything. There's an infinite level generation mode for endless fun in the Fortress dungeon crawling. Interesting. And you can also team up with a friend in asymmetric co-op, with one on the flat screen and one in VR. If you're into the music rhythm games, you're going to want to check out Spin Rhythm XD, because it's 66% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 10% more, making it 76% off total. Over 230 people have rated it 4.65 out of 5 stars, with 92% of the audience giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. And I did end up getting the Deluxe edition, which is on sale as well, but I'm going to show you that in a minute, because I have to let you know, the whole idea, the whole premise of the game is that you have this dial on the bottom of the screen that you simply grab and spin to match the color. But thankfully there are only 2 colors, so it's really simple to line up, as it just alternates between them infinitely. Simply move that dial and line up the color with the small circles and they will automatically hit, but for the same colored bar, you will have to lift your arm up off the dial and hit them to the beat. And as you're seeing here, it forces you to juke left and right with your one arm, just like a DJ, but with your other arm, you'll use that to hit the green lined bass beat when that long line comes up, just like Rock Band. When you see a massive chunk of arrows pointing in one direction, you have to spin the dial in that direction, and when you see a massive chunk of zigzags, that's when you scratch the record, I guess, just like a DJ, and then quickly react to what's next. So uniquely different as a rhythm game, and I did actually get a workout with the PSVR Sense controllers versus the DualSense controller, which was neat, but far from the same fun factor as moving with your whole body to the beat. Truly, when you get accustomed to the controls, I highly recommend you play this game on the harder difficulties. As you're seeing here, it just feels so awesome. And the base game does feature over 60 licensed and original tracks. On top of that, this game has already won a bunch of awards as a flat screen game. It includes a ton of customization for controls, difficulty, and the ability to adjust your table height, along with the 4-player offline multiplayer mode for the flat screen. And if you love what this game provides, there is some DLC you can get with it. The first one being Spin Rhythm XD Chill Hop DLC, which is again 66% off, but if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 10% more, making it 76% off total. And as you're seeing here, I'm showing you a track list of all the songs that are included, 10, as well as some of the skins that are featured with this DLC. The other one they offer is called Spin Rhythm XD Monster Cat DLC, and again, this one is 66% off, but if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 10% more, making it 76% off total. This pack contains a collection of nostalgic beats, popular Monster Cat classics, and some hidden gems which we think suit the gameplay of Spin Rhythm XD perfectly. And as you're seeing here, there are the 10 songs featured in the track list as well as some of the custom skins. And the last DLC they're offering is called Spin Rhythm XD Supporter Pack, and of course it's 66% off, but if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 10% more, making it 76% off total. And this is all about supporting the development a little bit extra. And as you're seeing here, this includes all the tracks listed here as well as some unique character skins for Jim Rhythm and Lady J, and then they mentioned that they may add more content to this pack in the future. Very interesting. But if you want to get all of this in one bundle, you can. There is Spin Rhythm XD Deluxe Edition, and yet again, it's 66% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 10% more, making it 76% off total. And as you're seeing here, it does come with the Spin Rhythm XD base game, the Chill Hop DLC, the Monster Cat DLC, and that supporter pack we just mentioned. I can easily recommend this Deluxe Edition at that awesome sale price, as there's just so much replayability here. It's pretty sweet. Featuring an intuitive third-person view designed especially for VR headsets, Human Fall Flat VR is now 50% off. Over 50,000 people have rated the VR and flat screen versions combined 4.15 out of 5 stars, with 78% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5, but 14% did give this 1 star. Pick a party of up to 4 humans and work together carefully to navigate each level's perilous traps and solve each collection of physics-based puzzles. Now rebuilt for VR, each controller you wield controls the respective arm of your human avatar, adding an unprecedented level of physicality. And apparently, Human Fall Flat is a hilarious, lighthearted physics platformer set in a world of floating dreamscapes. Each dream level provides a new environment to navigate with multiple routes through each level, and perfectly playful puzzles ensure exploration and ingenuity are rewarded. The VR edition of Human Fall Flat includes all levels from the game's original release, along with a wide selection of extra dreams created by some of the most talented community creators. You can also customize your human with a massive selection of outfits to add to your collection, along with head, upper, and lower body style, and even customizable colors. And for those of you that want to have both the VR and the original flat version, you can get the Human Fall Flat franchise bundle at 60% off. Walkabout Mini Golf continues to impress all around, with new DLC being released on the regular, and now they've permanently included 6 DLC courses as part of the base game, and it's currently 20% off. And for those of you that already own the base game, you will automatically gain access to those 6 courses without requiring additional purchases to own this content. But the regular price has now increased to reflect this. And for those of you with a PlayStation Plus Premium or Deluxe membership, heads up, the base game is no longer a part of your catalog as of May 20th, so this may be the time to get it. Escape into a fun and beautiful world filled with the best mini golf courses you've ever seen. Play by yourself, meet someone new, or challenge your friends in a private game with up to 8 people. With extremely realistic physics, you're going to create the perfect experience for hardcore golfers and casual players alike. This entire base game has 8 unique 18-hole courses to master, and each one has the ability to unlock Night Mode for more challenging versions of all courses. Again, you can play solo 1 versus 1 online quick matches, or you can create a private room with up to 8 players, and with that private room, every player can play on your course. If you own all of the DLC in this game, everyone can participate. They just can't do any of the treasure hunts or use any of the special putters that they've accumulated and play in your course. And of course, they cannot play and practice on the course until they buy it themselves. You're going to collect over 188 custom balls hidden throughout the entire game. As well, you can solve these treasure treasure hunts on each hard course to earn special putters. The game totally supports cross-play, which allows every VR user to play, meaning that you'll never be alone playing this game. And to fit all playstyles, you can teleport, use smooth locomotion, or fly around on your putter like a witch on a broomstick. And then you've got these custom avatars featuring lip sync and a quadrillion plus combinations. 2,400 people have rated it 4.63 out of 5 stars, with 91% of the audience giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. And here's a quick look at all of the DLC courses now included with the base game. Sweetopia, Laser Lair, Shangri-La, Upside Town, Jules Verne's 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, Elfheim, Land of the Elves, embark on an emotional, award-winning adventure in Before Your Eyes, and it's currently 50% off right now. If you're a PlayStation Plus Premium or Deluxe member, this game is no longer a part of your catalog as of May 20th. By combining its innovative blink interaction mechanic with a charming world and a fully voice-acted story, Before Your Eyes is a deeply emotional and relatable journey, one about the impossible expectations we place on ourselves and the regrets we carry with us. I personally have never played the game before, but for everyone that has commented in the past and has played it, they've only said great things about this experience or game, I want to say.
Matrix. That's cool. That's totally, yeah, easier in there. That's awesome.
And the next most awesome arcade experience I can highly recommend at full price is Crisis Brigade 2 Reloaded, and it's 20% off right now. 660 people rated it 4.18 out of 5 stars, with 80% of the audience giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. And I can totally speak to this. I do think not everyone will enjoy this game because you do have to stand up the entire time and physically crouch around your environment. And that's what I love about this game, is it actually has you taking cover at all times, and you don't use a left stick to move anywhere or a right stick to turn around. So immersively awesome, it really is. And unlike a lot of games out there, it does not give you the option to include a crouch button, which I love. I personally think that's what makes this game amazing, is you actually having to stand and take cover physically at all times. Amazing, it really is. There are multiple levels to go through with multiple scenes in each level, and then after you go through those 3 campaign levels, there's like this time attack mode with 3 other levels in there, and they're all different. I truly cannot recommend this game enough, especially whenever it goes on sale. So I can already recommend this at full price. I think it's an absolute blast, but definitely want to say you do need to get this on sale for sure.
Newbie, I heard about you on
The cartoon comedy Border Agent Simulator, BorderBots VR, is currently 60% off. Over 120 people rated it 4.5 out of 5 stars, with 92% of the audience giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. And quite simply, this is a puzzle simulation set on a future Earth where AI is in control. As a human border agent, you begin a new role as a booth operator at an AI travel border. Interact and check over a variety of robots as they try to get through security. Some of their credentials might not be up to scratch, and it's up to you to make sure that they get the stamp of approval. And this game is actually supposed to be quite funny to play. I have not experienced this before, but again, just reading general reviews, most people leave this game quite happy. I personally have been putting this game off because it does remind me a lot about Job Simulator, but I've heard that it is not Job Simulator. So again, anyone in the comment section that wants to speak to this game, please do let us know whether or not we should get this at the sale price. Immerse yourself in the ambient atmosphere and otherworldly music and search for lost artifacts hidden throughout the world in Mare, and it's 35% off. Only 71 people have rated it 4.44 out of 5 stars, with 83% of the audience giving it 4 or 5 out of 5. The whole game here is exploring the vast and strange landscapes from a viewpoint of a mechanical bird, where you guide and protect a vulnerable AI companion and her unexpected adventure. Explore and discover the underlying narrative spanning over 8 chapters, and immerse yourself in the ambient atmosphere and otherworldly music for a soothing experience. Venture deep into unknown territory on a puzzling adventure while unraveling a mysterious narrative and the secrets hidden within, all in order to ensure the arrival of the companion at her impending destiny. Search for lost artifacts hidden throughout the world in order to unlock the final secret of Mare. Blast yourself to the past with a modern twist on an arcade classic in Masternoid, and it's 40% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 10% more, making it 50% off total. Almost 240 people have rated it 4.03 out of 5 stars, with 71% giving it 4 or 5 out of 5, but 11% did give this 1 star. If you've ever played Arkanoid back in the day, that's that brick smashing game where you're moving that bar left and right and that ball's bouncing around. This is that in VR, except I think you're using a gun to fire this off at the same time. In the actual description, it does talk about skillfully juggling and controlling multiple ultrasonic balls with great finesse and precision. Prepare for an explosive adventure as you navigate through 50 meticulously designed voxel levels. Prove your worth as an arcade legend, ascending the leaderboards and leaving your mark on Masternoid's vibrant universe. Lose yourself in the captivating melodies of an adaptive, original soundtrack, perfectly tuned to harmonize with your every move. Is that like Tetris Effect? I wonder. Whether you prefer a seated or standing position, Masternoid offers an accessible and engaging gameplay experience. Grab a single controller and get ready to blast some voxels. And I do love on the description they speak to this, saying it's native 4K resolution with 120 Hz without reprojection and advanced haptic feedback. And if you're still unsure, you can actually log into the PlayStation app or the PlayStation Store website and get the free trial right now. Portal meets Shadow of the Colossus in this memorable and intimate title, The Tale of Onogoro, and it's 30% off. Almost 140 people rated it 4.22 out of 5 stars, with 77% of the audience giving it 4 or 5 out of 5. In this game, you were summoned to the sacred place of Onogoro Island in a parallel world by Haru, a shrine maiden who needs your assistance. Wielding the sacred relics, celestial weapons, travel around Onogoro Island with Haru and stop the plot of a traitor. Work together with Haru to solve sprawling puzzles and defeat giant beasts called kami that are blocking your path. A grand adventure depicting the bond between you and Haru awaits in this uniquely Japanese VR action adventure. And from everything I'm reading, the best way to summarize this game is a first-person puzzle shooter, and apparently a lot of fun at that. Essentially, you're going to work with Haru to deactivate the large puzzle-like barriers blocking your path. Teamwork is key, as some objects can only be used by one of you, and then together you will discover how to quell each of the giant kami. Save the world with Haru, a shrine maiden who quells the kami. Now, if that interests you, you can actually get the Tale of Onogoro soundtrack edition, and that one's 30% off as well. And you can pause right now and check out who was actually involved in the soundtrack for the game if that interests you. And the next game is made by the same developers and won a lot of awards on the PSVR 1. This one's called Last Labyrinth, and it's 35% off. Over 270 people rated it 4.27 out of 5 stars, with 81% of the audience giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. Essentially, the whole game is a collection of escape rooms where you're sitting, you're actually locked into the chair as you're working with this girl here who can move around the room and then solve the puzzles to continue on to each room. But it did win a lot of awards on the PSVR 1, so this could be a lot of fun. I have no idea, I've never played this before. And if you want to grab the Tale of Onogoro and Last Labyrinth, you can get the VR Adventure Pack, and that bundle is 35% off. Uncover what is gripped and twisted the organ quarter, and it's 30% off. Over 190 people rated it 4.12 out of 5 stars, with 79% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. After weeks and months of isolation in your apartment, something has infected the city. Everything has become twisted by a disease that may or may not have a motive. Explore a city that has become a wasteland and body horror nightmare, full of surreal puzzles and grotesque beings. All within a self-contained story where you delve into the heart of what has twisted the city. Again, anyone in the comment section who's played Organ Quarter, please pipe in. In the past, when I've mentioned this on sale, a few of you have said this game is actually worth the game at full price. GORN is a ludicrously violent VR gladiator simulator, and it's 50% off. Over 2,600 people have rated it 4.21 out of 5 stars, with 79% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5, but 11% did give this 1 star. I did play it on PSVR 1, I beat it all the way through, I enjoyed myself heavily, went to go play it on PSVR 2 with that free upgrade. At the time, in the tutorial, it had you move your arms in order to get around the area, and you could not change that, so I have not checked it out since, but right away, the colors of course look amazing, but I didn't feel compelled to go back after playing it on PSVR 1 to do it all over again. Anyone who's never played GORN before, I kind of have to recommend you check out Barbaria first, because I think it has a lot more depth and complexity other than just the arena combat. And for sure, the room scale VR would be the way to play this. Just be very careful where your walls are, because you will be swinging your arms around like baseball bats for sure in this style of game. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that.
That looks great. That's so cool.
Become the ultimate chef as you take control of a highly polished, realistic kitchen with lifelike ingredients in Cooking Simulator VR, and it's 40% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 10% more, making it 50% off total. Almost 280 people have rated it 4.02 out of 5 stars, with 77% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5, but 15% did give this 1 star. I actually did play this game all the way through. I ended up platining the game, and I only scratched the surface of this entire game. What I mean by that is this game features over 80 unique recipes, and I probably only had 5 to 10 total unlocked. I actually was expecting more of a job simulator type game, which I'm not into. I was blown away that this was more of an actual cooking simulator where I had a budget that I had to buy certain ingredients to make my meals and then do it within a specific amount of time, but every task was actually doing the cooking simulation. From cutting French fries, and each fry is an individual size with an individual weight. You can literally see how well you're cutting the French fries, and you will be graded for your actual skills at the end when you plate the food. Everything from pouring soup, seeing how much liquid is in the bowl, to how much of each ingredient is in the actual soup, the temperature of the soup, the temperature of the cooking. You can literally look down at the actual steak as it's cooking and see it cooking. If you make a mess on the floor, you can literally wipe up the mess off the floor. When you leave your equipment, pots and pans and plates everywhere, if you go to play again, everything is still where you left it. You have to clean up after you're done. Aside from doing the dishes, you literally set yourself up so all of your workstations are ready to go. You can actually ruin your stove by spilling shit all over everything, and then that's going to impede your process that you're trying to cook, and then all of a sudden you got to repair your stove. So cool, guys. Honestly, wasn't expecting any of this stuff. And then the actual meal prep, I felt like I was rushing around doing these tasks on a timer and then using actual virtual timers with my hand, doing 2 tasks at once as I'm trying to deep fry French fries, as I'm trying to fry a steak on the pan in the other area here. Just amazing. I can actually recommend this game at full price. So seeing it at sale, I do want to say yes. I do think you'll have a blast playing Cooking Simulator VR for sure. Hello Neighbor Search and Rescue is a groundbreaking VR horror puzzle game where you sneak into your creepy neighbor's house to save your friend. And it's 75% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 80% off total. Over 510 people have rated it 3.65 out of 5 stars, with 63% giving it 4 or 5 out of 5, but 21% did give this 1 star. I found out that this game actually has you play multiple characters at the same time. It reminds me of Grand Theft Auto 5, where you're using these 3 characters, but they're all in real time doing their activity in that location. And each unique character has their own key items and skills. And of course, you can choose at any time to switch between these characters, solving specific puzzles and avoiding the neighbor as you attempt to reach the creepy basement. You're going to have to use your wits to find alternate solutions to a dynamic range of puzzles and challenging environmental obstacles. Sounds awesome. Many puzzles that have seemed unsolvable at first glance require you to use the perspectives of the multiple characters in conjunction to overcome them. Very cool, man. Honestly, you're supposed to use your own approach to infiltrate Mr. Peterson's house by alternating perspectives, of course, combining character skills to dynamically solve these puzzles, uncover hidden mysteries, and reveal new pathways through your environment. But of course, you are going to confront your fears, experiencing nightmarish dream sequences, and learn more about the secrets of the Hello Neighbor universe. Do you hate spiders? Then you might want to check out Kill It With Fire VR, cause it's 75% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 80% off total. Over 580 people rated it 3.54 out of 5 stars, with 60% giving it 4 or 5 out of 5, but 25% did give this 1 star. The game claims to feature tons of unique weapons and equipment with 8 different spider species, realistic fire simulation system, there are dozens of optional objectives, don't know how that works, with loads of hidden upgrades, and then you can battle in the Arachno Gauntlet. Again, I wish I knew what that was. And then it claims to have a secret ending. From everything I'm seeing here in the trailer, it just looks like a classic roguelike pick up and play arcade action style game, which, I've always enjoyed typically. But I don't think this game will scare me. Anybody in the comments section, if you can please speak up whether or not we should get this game at the sale price, that would be awesome. If you grew up with the Sega CD and you love the full motion video games, Not For Broadcast VR is supposed to be the best one ever made, and it's 75% off right now. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 80% off total. Over 140 people rated it 3.91 out of 5 stars, with 71% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5, but 17% did give this 1 star. Now I have to say, I've seen this game on sale a few times now, and I only discovered what the game was about by having to watch these trailers, which I cannot show you without being copyright stricken, so I am going to put them in the description of this video. But just quickly speaking to it, I was blown away as to how mature the whole theme of the game was, and really blown away as to how it does speak to kind of current events going on. So I do highly recommend you check out the 2 trailers in my description. But it does look like it takes the full motion video games to the next level, and in their description it says it is the award-winning darkly comedic game of televised chaos that critics have called a bizarre masterpiece and quite possibly the best FMV game ever. Not for Broadcast VR takes the gameplay, story, and gripping dark comedy of the original award-winning FMV adventure and brings you closer to the news than ever before. I'd never played the original, so I have nothing to compare this to. Get a full view of the entire newsroom, interact with your equipment, and punch, slap, and grab everything that dares to get between you and the truth. Egotistical celebrities, dishonest politicians, and strange sponsors clash on the airwaves. You're in the chair to ensure that the show goes on uninterrupted. The whole concept is that you're supposed to keep the general public entertained with your editing skills and keep an eye on those ratings. Make politicians look greedy or brave. Make resistance leaders look noble or violent. And make news anchors look charming or unhinged. Who and what you decide to show on screen might change the course of history. Very cool. Tune out the chaos, load up the ads, crank up the volume, and immerse yourself in the dreams, fears, hopes, and neurosis of an entire nation, all while sitting on your floor. Again, I highly recommend you do check out those 2 trailers in my description. Tentacular has been nominated for many awards and is currently 50% off right now. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 55% off total. Almost 160 people have rated it 3.83 out of 5 stars, with 68% of the audience giving it 4 or 5 out of 5. This is a heartwarming, physics-based puzzler bursting with inventive, immersive VR gameplay and lots of humor. Solve puzzles using playful tools to build strange contraptions and spectacular structures, or wreak havoc with your lumbering bulk. Most importantly, experience a sweet and funny adventure about figuring out where you came from and where you belong. This touts to have over 10 hours of gameplay, and you're going to experience over 50 levels filled with puzzles, action, adventure, and humor. And the game does feature over 35 plus trophies and allows you to continue your adventure in the sandbox mode, which again, I had no idea that was a thing. Anyone in the comments section that's played this game, please let us know whether or not we should grab this at the sale price. It does seem like a win at half off. If you're looking for the fastest, most accessible online multiplayer first-person shooter on PSVR2, ALVO is currently 50% off. Over 860 people have rated it 3.79 out of 5 stars, with 68% giving it 4 or 5 out of 5, but 16% did give this 1 star. I did play the shit out of this on the PSVR 1. I did have the aim controllers, 2 of them, so I had a blast back in the day. I did pay that upgrade fee, and it is evidently revised with that 4K HDR graphics. The controls are completely revamped, and I mean completely. And unlike any other first-person shooter, this actually has set the bar when it comes to all the options you can choose between. If you prefer that Firewall Ultra classic, just hitting buttons to reload, you can play that way, or you can now detach your 2 arms and have individual arms like I love, manual reload, all that stuff. And unlike the Pavlovs or the Firewall Ultras, in this game you can jump, you can slide, and you can sprint around corners really fast. And on the PSVR 2, it is a massive difference when it comes to the frame rate even. So everything about it, it's not just, you can play the same game revised on the PSVR 2 using the new controllers. No, they totally adapted it to the PSVR 2 tech. And at that price, if you've never owned this and you're looking for that Call of Duty online first-person shooter with progression, meaning that every time you play, you're getting experience points, and with those experience points, you unlock new attachments, new guns, new things. Essentially, this game has it all. The one negative that I'm hearing online, there's not a lot of people playing this game anymore. So I really got to give it to the developers, man. They've been totally working with this game for a long time, enhancing it, making it awesome for PSVR 2, and I think everyone should at least check this out. Become a burglar in Thief Simulator VR, Greenview Street, and it's 40% off. Over 1,100 people have rated it 3.23 out of 5 stars, with 48% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5, but 32% did give this 1 star. Sneak around and rob houses all over the neighborhood while freely moving in an open world. Smash windows or use a glass cutter to open them silently. Treat yourself to a car ride. Awesome. Buy and use various thieving tools. Raise your experience level and learn new tricks. Sell your loot to various dark types, online and in person. Hack stolen electronics to raise their price on the black market while hiding from the police under beds, in closets, and garbage cans. But most important, don't get caught. And just to speak to the extra attention this game is getting, there are some other packs of DLC available. These are not on sale, but you may be interested to know what else is available here. 2 of these are maps with new missions, game mechanics, loot, characters, houses, security challenges, hijacking cars, cloning keys, and more. And the 3rd pack is all about adding more costumes and accessories essentially. And if you're unsure whether or not this game is for you, you can get the Thief Simulator VR Prologue, which is the demo for free on the PlayStation Store right now. The completely rebranded Among Us 3D VR finally allows flat screen players to participate in the VR environment, and it's currently 30% off. Over 1,600 people have rated it 3.4 out of 5 stars, with 57% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5, but 30% did give this 1 star. The classic game now returns with a massive amount of players flooding the gates, and with this, a new game mode called the Infected. Quite simply, the Infected try to catch and infect all the crewmates to expand their ranks before the crewmates can finish a set number of tasks. And the other major difference from the original VR version is that all cosmetics are now purchased using Stardust. This is heavily dependent upon the social interaction, where you're going to be tasked, quite literally, with doing tasks at the same time as everybody else, but you never know who's chosen as the imposter. That might be you actually one round, and the idea here is that you're supposed to do your tasks like everyone else, but at the same time deduce who is the murderer going around murdering everybody. That is the very quick gist of it. There's a lot more actual mechanics to the game that I can't speak to because I've never played it, but you can totally check online. There's so many people that have covered this, and I highly encourage you check out herokerrey's channel as she shows you what the latest Critical Cargo update is with actual gameplay, and I gotta say it does look like a lot of fun, and I do think this game will definitely make you laugh, especially with the right crowd as she's demonstrating right here. I'll leave a link in the description so you can check it out, as she's kind of sold me on trying this game now. It's time to serve the hungry and thirsty zombies while you defend yourself in Zombie Bar Simulator VR, and it's 20% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 25% off total. Only 44 people have rated it 3.61 out of 5 stars, with 59% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5, and the rest is equally mixed there. And it is quite literally what you're seeing on screen. It is another cooking type simulator based game. You have to master many recipes and quickly figure out where various ingredients are located. Zombies don't tolerate mistakes or long waits, and don't be surprised if a rowdy customer attacks you, but you'll have many different weapons behind the bar that'll effectively allow you to subdue them, and you must be prepared to serve those dishes according to their desires. Burgers with fresh brains, liver, or still beating hearts, fries with frozen cut off fingers and bloody ketchup, crunchy and squeaky reanimated dead rats. Good and fast is the key to making as much money as possible, which allow you to go wild in the environment store to give your bar a unique character. So that's really all I can say about the game. Never played it before. Anyone again in the comments section, please speak up. Let us know what your thoughts and feelings are on it, whether or not we should get it at the sale price. The golden age of Atari is back in Pixel Rip 1978 and Atari Adventure, and it's 60% off. 270 people rated it 4.04 out of 5 stars, with 72% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5, but 10% did give this 1 star. This one sets you in the golden age of Atari, as you're caught in the eye of the hurricane in a wacky time-traveling adventure where you are one of the main programmers at Atari and have to get inside the game to prevent history from being rewritten by a pesky supervillain. Of course, that has to be the Cyberlord. The game features first-person shooter puzzles along with power-ups and abilities to help you traverse your journey. Unfortunately, I did not enjoy any of those first-person scenes, but loved the old-school Atari games. Again, that is very disappointing to say because I did love Pixel Ripped 89 and 95, and this just honestly I had to push right through the entire game. Only the Atari sections where I'm sitting in the office playing the old-school games was really the fun part. Aside from those special stage boss fights, which have always been creatively kick-ass, so I did enjoy that, but other than that, this was actually pretty disappointing all around, just saying. Umurangi Generation VR is Pokemon Snap for this generation, and it's 30% off. Unless you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 10% more, making it 40% off total. Only 42 people have rated it 4.05 out of 5 stars, with 76% giving it 4 or 5 out of 5, but 19% did give this 1 star. Experience the award-winning creative sandbox photography game in VR. Make use of VR for a more personal experience by observing the doom and gloom swirling across your sights, move around and interact with the environment in a more natural manner. Off the back of an impeding crisis, life is bleak for those living in the city. As a courier and an avid photographer, you have the freedom to travel around the city to document the impeding doom through the lens of your camera. In VR, you can move around and interact with the environment in a more natural manner. And unlike the standard non-VR version, you get to dress yourself in the skin of your choice and get the attention of people around you with a simple snap of your fingers and pose with gestures and photos and selfies. The game presents you with a list of objectives called photo bounties. Simply snap away to complete all photo bounties before delivering the parcel to proceed to the next stage. Each photo you take will be judged on its color, content, and composition. However, with a strong emphasis on the freedom to expression, the game does not set rules on what makes a good or bad photo. Take and edit photos with the various tools available to you to produce your own unique snaps. The whole point is for you to explore and have fun with your creative side. Awesome, but I really can't help but relate this to Pokemon Snap back in the day on the N64. And if you love the Umurangi Generation, you can get the flat screen and the PSVR2 bundled together, and it's 30% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you can save 10% more, making it 40% off total. Leap into thrilling warp tunnels and experience the fast-paced action of Space Drop, and it's 20% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 25% off total. Only 11 people have rated it so far, 4 out of 5 stars, with 72% of the audience giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. Each level presents an adrenaline-pumping sequence in which you simply fly through warp tunnels while dodging obstacles, collecting power-ups, shooting down asteroids, and much more. Get more shields to recover after hitting those obstacles, grab an invincibility pickup, snatch some energy from ammunition, and learn how to use these power-ups effectively in order to dominate the leaderboards. And get this, you can actually create your own levels and experience endless replayability with the custom level generator. Now, if you want to see what the game actually looks and plays like in a full level scenario, I highly encourage you to check out Cussman's gameplay footage, as I'm going to leave a link in the description if you guys want to check that out.
And to take advantage of this unique research opportunity.
Trapped in a dying spaceship filled with horrors, you must explore, survive, and find your way back to Earth in Cosmodread, and it's 25% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 30% off total. Over 230 people rated it 3.83 out of 5 stars, with 67% of the audience giving it 4 or 5 out of 5. Again, years ago, this would have been a lot better compared to other games that are currently available. It did take about 5 or 6 hours to get through the entire game, and it is a roguelike, but as you're going through, you're actually able to keep some of the weapons you were upgrading and crafting before, so each run becomes easier and easier. But really, it is a simple game where you're exploring this deserted spaceship and you have these enemies come at you as you're going through it, just trying to survive with limited resources. So that is the appeal here, but I was expecting more of the searching around, actually grabbing and using items. It had a bit of that, but not much, if that makes sense. As well, there was something really bizarre. I feel like I'm the only one talking about this, so heads up. Right in the beginning of the game, when you load it, the first menu you see, if you just stop and stare straight, you're going to see the screen slowly turns to the right. This does not happen throughout the entire game, and you only notice it if you just stop and stand still for a sec. You don't notice that when you're running around constantly doing stuff. So it does feel like a bare bones crafting, surviving game. A lot of great ratings again years ago, but there aren't a lot of other better games out there, just saying. Use fun and unique poses while punching and dodging obstacles in OhShape Ultimate, and it's 35% off. Over 100 people have rated it 3.66 out of 5 stars, with 64% giving it 4 or 5 out of 5, but 19% did give this 1 star. With a renewed look and lots of extra content, get your full body cardio workout with 6 new sessions and 2 difficulty levels designed to make you sweat and engage every part of your body. This claims to have modern and dynamic looks and a much friendlier onboarding for new users. I've never played the original before, so I don't know what to compare that to, but it touts to be a great gateway in the VR rhythm world, and it's also a real challenge for the most seasoned players. And this does include the Electro Pack DLC that was sold separately on the PSVR1 back in the day. Anyone in the comments, if you owned it, played it, loved it, or hate it, please let us know whether or not we should get this at this awesome sale price. Prepare to enter the mesmerizing world of Corridor VR, and it's 20% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 25% off total. Only 16 people have rated it 3.56 out of 5 stars, with 63% giving it 4 or 5 out of 5, but 32% gave this 1 or 2. In this captivating journey, you'll explore a series of interconnected corridors that will test your wits and agility, each with its unique style and challenges. What makes Corridor VR truly stand out is the ability to shift between the normal world and the mysterious mirror world. This dual dimension feature allows you to navigate the corridors and unlock hidden pathways by leveraging the differences between the two realms. Anyone in the comments that has played it, loved it, or hate it, please let us know in the comments section whether we should pick this up at that sale price. I'm genuinely curious. I have no idea what this game really does involve.
No, get out! Yeah.
And the next narrative adventure is called The Last Worker, and it's 75% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 80% off total. Over 120 people rated it 3.5 out of 5 stars, with 55% giving it 4 or 5 out of 5, and the rest is completely mixed there. The Last Worker is an immersive narrative adventure centered around a lone worker's last stand in an increasingly automated world. This is a unique blend of work simulation and stealth strategic gameplay. You play as Kurt and you work for the world's largest retailer and is forced to choose between capitalism or activism. Having dedicated his life to work, Kurt's loyalty is put to the test when a group of activists ask him to dismantle Jungle from the inside. Aboard his corporate-issued flying jungle pod and armed with his multi-purpose jungle gun, Kurt dispatches countless products from a fulfillment center the size of the sunken city of Manhattan. This delivers an emotional, thought-provoking, and inspiring story with rich characters performed by an all-star cast. And this game is all about player choice with multiple endings decided by an epic moral dilemma. Very cool. And now's the time to embark on a series of lemming-like puzzles because Tin Hearts is 75% off. That said, if you're a PlayStation Plus Extra or Premium member, this game is now a part of your catalog, so do not buy this game. Over 600 people have rated it 3.08 out of 5 stars, with 47% giving it 4 or 5 out of 5, and 34% did give this 1 star. I have not played this game before, but I do believe that low rating has to do with the actual style of the game. So if you did not know, again, Lemmings is all about giving directions to a bunch of soldiers, essentially, that you're seeing on screen and directing them to these locations. And they're trying to make their way from point A in the room to point B using whatever is around in their environment. Now, unlike Lemmings, this is supposed to have a captivating and emotional story of a genius inventor, Albert Butterworth, whilst guiding a troop of tin soldiers to reach their goal. And apparently it's critically acclaimed for its moving narrative, refined puzzle design, and immersive atmosphere. Tin Hearts is a narrative puzzle adventure where the ghosts of the past emerge to tell a resonating tale of family, love, and compromise. Spanning across 4 distinct acts with 50 plus puzzles masterfully woven through a grand Victorian home, steadily uncover a variety of whimsical inventions with unique abilities to provide a safe route of passage for the tin soldiers to travel. Each location has an abundance of treasured memories, whilst there are some that would rather be forgotten. In a tragic fable, which will see Albert, overwhelmed by sorrow and heartache, discover what brilliant minds do when the love for life and the love for invention are threatened by life itself. Interesting. You're gonna set out on an immersive adventure through 50 plus Lemmings-like puzzles which consistently evolve as you progress. Uncover new routes to your destination each time you play, with multiple ways to solve the intricate puzzles. Take your time working through the relaxing puzzles while indulging in the soundtrack from award-winning composer Matthew Chastney, whose credits includes trailers for Joker, Chernobyl, and Bridgerton. No way, that's awesome. So again, the game seems like it has a lot going for it, but this is not for everybody. If you didn't know that it was a Lemmings-like puzzle-based game, then yes, you might be thrown off by what you're playing here.
Oh dear. Looks like someone messed up.
Prison Boss VR is a crafting and simulation game with one simple goal: make cash. And you can save a ton of yours because this game's 50% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 10% more, making it 60% off total. And I do have to say, I played it on PSVR 1, I didn't beat it. However, there is no upgrade path for this game. So if you do own it and you do want to play it on PSVR 2, this might be the time. Locked up in a prison cell, you're going to produce and sell contraband items to buy your freedom back. But don't get caught by the guards. During the night, you're going to roll cigarettes, fill up bottles, write erotic letters, and more. Be sure to stash your goods well, or they will be snatched by the guards. And during the day, cash in your illegal handiwork by selling it to your fellow inmates. You can also complete special jobs to earn reputation along with useful rewards. And the key features of the game is that you're going to unlock 11 craftable items, complete 80 jobs across 4 different prisons. I think I only played the one, to be honest with you. You can play story, arcade, or boss mode. You can customize your cell by adding new furniture, adapt your cell to the size of your VR play space, which I totally will. I love room scale VR and I'm absolutely excited to try this. And for those of you that are unsure, you can actually get the Prison Boss VR demo for free on the PlayStation Store right now. Car Mechanic Simulator VR challenges players to repair, paint, tune, and drive cars in the real world, and it's 60% off. Over 280 people rated it 2.52 out of 5 stars, with 46% giving this 1 star, but 23% did give this 5 out of 5. In this game, you're going to have realistic work with tools and car parts, growth and expand your repair service empire, buy old vehicles, renovate them, and sell with profit. From what I'm reading though, the initial first stage, the first level, it's full of bugs and glitches from what I understand. Not too sure whether or not it's a tracking issue or if it actually just doesn't work. Again, anyone in the comments section that owns the game, plays it, please let us know your experience. Otherwise, I've been telling people that this game has not been working almost in the beginning levels of the game, which is unfortunate. I do want this to be out there.
Learn how to mix the world's most popular cocktails.
Master the art of bartending in Bartender VR Simulator, and it's 20% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 25% off total. Over 450 people rated it 2.41 out of 5 stars, with 54% giving this 1 star, but 25% did give this 5 out of 5. The actual premise does appeal to me. It does say, working in 4 unique and professionally equipped virtual bars, you will experience the thrill of the art of bartending under the watchful eye of a 6-time bartending world champion. Begin your journey in a music club and learn how to make 4 basic drinks. Prove yourself and win the opportunity to train and work in the next location. Master more and more demanding drinks as you progress to new, unique bars. Earn the course completion certificate and take up a whole new challenge in the pro mode. Various bartending techniques, item destruction, juggling with bartending equipment, and drink ingredients. We serve it all in a super realistic quality. Mindscapes VR takes you on a sensory journey through 5 unique minigames, all controlled with your eyes and hands, and it's currently 25% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 30% off total. Only 11 people have rated it 3 out of 5 stars, with most either loving or hating it. And of course, I couldn't find any official trailer for this, but immediately went to Cussman's channel and found gameplay footage there, and have left a link in my description if you guys want to check that out. As always, thanks Cussman, you totally rock for sharing your PSVR2 experiences with us. Those 5 mini games include ball sorting, where you match and sort balls into floating capsules based on color. Gaze escape has you guide a ball using your gaze and dodge bouncing enemies. Instrument guessing has you listen closely and select the correct instrument based on the sound. Pixel painting has you paint each square to recreate colorful pixel art. And Find 10 has you quickly combine number tiles to make exact totals of 10. I can't say I'm going to run out and get this one, but anyone in the comments, if you own it, played it, loved it, or hate it, please let us know if we should grab this at that sale price. Prepare for the fight of your life, because Down and Out is 70% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 75% off total. Over 170 people rated it 1.68 out of 5 stars, with 74% giving this 1 star, and the rest completely mixed there. And this claims to be a first-person brawler where you take the mean streets as a wandering fighter, face waves of enemies and an intuitive, real-time combat system, rise to the top of street fighting rings, or explore the city and stake out your territory. But unfortunately, I am reading everyone everywhere is saying that this game is still full of bugs and totally incomplete. And to top it off, the fighting is actually really repetitive and boring. That said, I've never personally played the game before, so I can't speak to it from experience, but I can say that this was meant to be an open world fighting game where the AI adapts to your fighting style, but apparently not so much fun to play. Anyone in the comments that wants to speak up, if you had a good experience with this game, please let us know. Otherwise, I can't recommend this one even at that sale price. And the title that says it all, Grand Rush Highway Car Traffic Racing Simulator VR, is currently 45% off right now. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 50% off total. Over 760 people rated this 1.51 out of 5 stars, with 80% of the audience giving this 1 star, and the rest completely mixed there. And I did hear about this game before it went on sale. Without Parole did a quick review on it, and I do encourage you to check that out, because if you want to know about the game, Brian totally tells you completely exactly what to expect, unless the game's been heavily patched since. You know, I'm not expecting that much, to be honest with you. But yes, do check out that review, because he covers it thoroughly for sure. And I totally put the link in the description for quick reference there. But if you already own Drums Rock and just want the Smashfest music pack, it's currently on sale at 30% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 10% more, making it 40% off total. And this includes Silver Tongue by Alter Bridge, Army of the Night by Powerwolf, Pisces by Ginger, Keelhauled by Ailstorm, Hood's Force by Gloryhammer, While Love Died by Northward, Stardust by Delane, Dost Elft Gadot, I'm sorry for butchering that. I have somebody I cannot pronounce. Master of the Universe by Angus Mix6. You can also get the Cyberpunk 2077 music pack at 30% off, but if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 10% more, making it 40% off total. And with this, you're getting 4 new songs by Samurai. Chippin' In, A Like Supreme, Never Fade Away, and The Ballad of Buck Ravers. The next one is the Simple Plan music pack, and it's 30% off, but if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 10% more, making it 40% off total. And with this music pack, you're getting Welcome to My Life, Shut Up, Crazy, and Time to Say Goodbye. And the last one is the Power Metal music pack, and it's 30% off, but if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 10% more, making it 40% off total. And with this pack, you're getting Hearts on Fire by Hammerfall, King for a Day by Battle Beast, Blood of the Elves by Blind Guardian, When Angels Kill by Fifth Angel, Higher by Northtail, and Twilight Force by Twilight Force. And the last bit of DLC that's on sale is featured for Epic Roller Coasters. You can get the base game for free, essentially, and then buy the add-on levels afterwards. And to my surprise, this is yet another one of the 19 games that is natively compatible for the bHaptics tack suit and tack sleeves, giving you the ultimate in immersion by having your body feel the rattle of the coaster and the recoil of any of the guns in the game. Very cool. Now that said, the first one they're offering is Epic Roller Coasters Amusement Park Bundle. It's 25% off right now. And with that, you're getting 7 roller coaster maps, which include Twilight, Haunted Castle, North Pole, Oasis, Great Canyon, Tijuana Volcano, and Space Station. As well, you're getting 7 roller coaster carts and 7 different weapons with this add-on. The next add-on pack is Epic Roller Coasters Real Places, and that one's 25% off as well. With that, you're getting 6 roller coaster maps, such as Hidden Paradise, Stonehenge, Yellowstone, Bled, Kalamutu, and Antarctica. And you're also getting 6 roller coaster carts in this add-on as well, but I'm not seeing individual weapons for this one. But the next DLC does have some weapons included in the Super Roller Coasters bundle, and it's 25% off. This one, you're getting 7 roller coaster maps, including Snowland, Halloween, Wyvern Siege, Lost Forest, Dreadblood, Neon Rider, and Armageddon. You're also getting 7 roller coaster carts and 7 unique weapons with this add-on. Awesome. And the last one they're offering is the Fantasy Thrills bundle, and that's 25% off. And with that, you are getting 4 roller coaster maps, Lady Tough Adventure, Epic Dreamland, The Red Hood Girl, and Elves Workshop of Wonders. And they are also including 4 roller coaster carts in the game. Okay, so that is all of the games and DLC during this indie sale until Wednesday, September 3rd. That said, if you guys like the video or any of the sales videos that I produce, don't forget to click that like button, and if you love what I'm doing with the channel, please subscribe to it. And for all of you that have already subscribed to the channel, thank you so much, I super appreciate it. Until the next one!
That's great, man. That's so cool.
PlayStation